Okay, so today we are going to see and we're going to learn about JMS. Okay, JMS stands for Java Messaging Service. Okay, so we're going to see what is JMS, how JMS works, what is the concept around that, and how we configure JMS in the SI. Okay. So JMS stands for Java Messaging Service. Okay. So before I start the session, let me give you some uh, concept on the JMS. Okay. And JMS itself is a very big, concept that requires separate discussion or separate course, right? So maybe in future I will have a separate course for the Vesper IGMQ, and then maybe I will invite you people to have that. But I'm going to discuss few things that is required for you to understand JMS, Java Messaging Service, um, from Sterling standpoint. Okay, so so I will basically give you very high level overview, and I will try to make you understand the basics of JMS. Okay, and this is very important protocol that I have seen a lot of companies use for message transfer. Okay, so let me first explain what is JMS, because I have seen a lot of people uh, get confused around JMS and the implementation of various product, uh, that is the implementation of your JMS. Okay, so there are two things. One is called specification, and another is called implementation. Okay, two different things. One is called specification, right? And another is something called implementation. Implementation. Are you people familiar with these two words? Any idea? Specification and the implementation. Okay. So these are two concepts I do not know about other programming languages, but we very heavily use in Java. Okay, and and as JMS, in the JMS you also have J, which stands for Java Messaging Service Java. So these two things I think has come from Java only. Okay, so in Java we have something called the specification, and then we have something called the implementation. Okay, now what is specification? Specification is a uh, is a sequence of steps that you need to do to achieve a particular goal. Okay, specification is a sequence of steps that you need to perform to achieve a particular goal. Okay, for example, for example, uh, JMS. For example, JDBC. For example, Java EE. right? For example, EJB. These are examples of specification that has been developed by Java or Sun Microsystem, which is now called as Oracle. Okay, to achieve particular business goals. So, I will say these are the specifications of particular technologies. Okay. Now, if I take another example from the real life that so that you understand it, because I do not know if you are from the job background or not. Say suppose I live in Jersey City and I want to go to my office, New York. Okay. I live in City and I want to go to New York. Right. So this is starting point and this is end point. I want to start from here and I want to achieve this. Now there is a specification, okay, there is a specification to achieve this goal. And what is that specification? So specification is I need to start from my home, okay, I need to take a train, I need to go to path station and I need to take a train, okay, right, take a train, and do few things, okay, and then get down from train and then walk, and then you will I will reach to my office. Okay, so these are the steps that need to done, that need to be performed for me to start from my home and get to office. Okay, so I need to go to path station, take a train, need to get down to on a specific station in the New York, and then I need to travel some more distance to get to my office. Okay, so this is the specification. This is the route that every day or everyone who stay in this area has to take if they have office in the New York. Okay, so this is the specification. Now different people implements this specification in the different way. Okay, if I take my example, I walk, right, to train station every morning, right, and after that I take the train and I get down to 33rd Street, right, and after that I again walk and I get to my office. So this is my implementation of this specification. Okay, I have seen other people who have different implementation of this. Okay, and what is their implementation? They have a small bike, okay, that charge from the battery. So they use their bike from their home to get to path station, right, then they take the train and they get to 33rd Street, and then they again start their bike and they get to office. So this is another implementation. Okay, I have other friends, right, what they do, they take a taxi every day from home, okay, from home to station, okay, and then they take the train, get down to 33rd Street, and then they walk to office. So the point is, you have a specification and you have different ways, different implementation of this specification. Got it? So this is specification and these are the various implementation. In the same way, your Java has a specification for messaging services, right? So you have a specification that determines or that tell you what all steps and what all activities need to be performed if, okay, if two systems want to communicate with each other using the messaging service. Okay, you have application, say suppose AP1, and then you have app2. Hmm. These two applications, okay, or these two clients want to communicate with each other using the messaging service, right? So how that messaging service look like, how it should be, what all basic, what should be the basic requirement for that messaging service, right? That has been defined in this JMS specification, Java Messaging Service specification. Okay, and that is defined by your Sun Microsystem or now Oracle. This specification has many implementations. Okay, many companies has implemented this specification. Okay, IBM has implemented this, right? And they call their implementation of this specification WebSphere MQ, WMQ, WebSphere Messaging Queue. Okay, Apache, which provides open source products, have implemented this specification and they named that specification as ActiveMQ. Okay, you have another implementation of the same specification by the JBoss, right? And TIPCO also has a implementation of this specification that they call, I think, TIPCO EMS. Okay, so the point is, all these products are nothing but implementation of this specification. They have actually defined how this messaging service will work, and they created a product around that. So when you will be working on your organization, right, you will be come across various implementations of JMS, right? So the point is, if you understand one implementation, it will not be very difficult to understand or work on any other implementation, because the basics are same, but the way you have to achieve a the way you have to do few things may be different, but the basics will remain same. Okay, so this is your this is very important part about the JMS. Okay, so ActiveMQ, WebSphere MQ, sorry, JBoss MQ, TIPCO EMS, all these are the same. All these are just the implementation of the JMS. Okay, so I hope now you will not get confused when you will uh, when you will hear different implementation of JMS. Okay, I do not have any other product available with me right now. Okay, so I will be using ActiveMQ because it's open source and it's freely available. So I will be using ActiveMQ to educate you about the JMS. Okay, so in front of you, I will download the ActiveMQ. Okay, and then it does not require any installation. I mean, I will do end-to-end process. in today's session. Okay, then you have JBoss, and then you have other things that you can try out by yourself. Okay, so this was the basics. Now let's discuss few things about the JMS itself. JMS has two concepts. One is called queue, and another is called topic. Okay, first is called queue, and another is called topic. Okay, so queue is like on topic. Both of these concept of both of these data structures are something like you have a uh, you are standing, or you go to DMV to apply your driving license, right? So if you go to DMV to apply the driving license, you will be standing in the queue, right? So we have these people standing in the queue for the wait, right? So whoever has come first, right, he will be asked first by the your officer for the driving test, right? So if this guy has first come first, so he will be called first, and his driving test will take place before the person who is behind him or who came after him, right? So whoever has come first, he will go first. I mean, if we start our pointer from here, right? Or we can say that who has come last. I mean, actually, it will be first only, right? Whoever has come first, he will be processed first by the or by your uh, instructor, or by your officer who has been assigned to take your driving test, right? So this is called the queue. What happens in the queue? Obviously, you have to have two applications, right? So this is, say, suppose your DOM application, and this is your ATG. Okay, DOM want to some messages to your ATG. Say suppose inventory information, right? Inventory information. So what will happen? DOM will place the messages or the information in the queue, right? Say suppose M1, M2, and M3, right? And the ATG need to consume these messages. So both these parties will connect to the same queue, right? And DOM will place the message, and the ATG will consume the message. Now the beauty is DOM places the M1 message first before M2. So ATG will consume automatically M1 first before the M2. Now this is very important, right? This is very important. Now say suppose these are your inventory stock related messages, right? Whether your particular item is in stock or out of stock. Okay, say suppose your DOM gets some information from other backend system, SAP, or from the warehouse management system, that product called the iPhone, right? iPhone is in stock, right? So he says sends the first message saying that iPhone is in stock, right? So ATG need to consume this message, and it start to display the iPhone on the website, right? And immediately after 5 minutes or after 10 minutes, right, it gets another information or another event that says iPhone is no longer available because whatever inventory we had, it has been sold out. So it will place another message saying keep the change the status of iPhone from the in stock to out of stock, right? So this is your M1 and this is your M2, right? Now just think about the scenario. If your ATG consumes the M2 first before M1, then what will happen? So after M2, your iPhone should be removed from the website because it is out of stock. But if it's not consumed in the same sequence, then what will happen? ATG consumes M2 first and it says it is out of stock, so it removes it from the website. Then immediately it consumes the M1 message and it make it available to website again. But this is what we don't want. This is not the business requirement, right? So sometimes sequence of messages is important. You want your end application to consume the messages in the same sequence in which it has been generated by your source application, right? So if that is the scenario, okay, then you will use JMS. Okay, so these are the scenarios when you have to have used JMS, right? The first scenario is when you want to maintain the sequence of the message, and the second is when you want your, I mean, you have a scenario where you immediately want to you immediately want your target application to consume the messages as soon as it arrives. As soon as event is generated, you want your target application to consume it, right? You can use FTP, you can use SFTP or STTP, but in FTP or SFTP it will take time for the messages to process. But in JMS this happens very fast, very rapidly, right? Because one person plays the message in the queue and it will be immediately processed by your source application, I mean, sorry, the target application, right? So the sequence and the frequency and how soon you want to process your information by your target system, these things determine whether you want to JMS or not. But let's come back to our original topic. So it has something called the queue, in which a source application, right, in which a source application places the file, and then you have another consumer application that consumes the messages, right? Okay, I will repeat this concept again, but let me first give you a high level overview. In the queue, what happens? Your source application places the message in the queue. Say suppose you're M1, right? You can have multiple applications, okay, or multiple listeners connecting to this queue, but this M1 message will be delivered to only one consumer. Okay, it will be delivered to only and only one consumer, and that is what makes difference between the queue and the topic. Okay, in the topic, right, you will have multiple, I mean, the concept is same. You will have one source application that will be placing messages or the information in the topic, right? But in case of topic, you can have multiple subscribers. Okay, so if 10 people have subscribed to the topic, right, then the message will go to all 10 people. Okay, so you can think of queues as one to one. Okay, message will be sequential and it will be one to one. One message can be delivered to only one person in case of the queue, but in case of the topic, your single message can be delivered to n number of consumers. Okay, this is the main difference between your queue and the topics. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now say suppose you have one application you have another application, and then you have JMS setup. Okay. Then you have your JMS, and it will have queue and topic. It may contain queue or topics depending on your requirement. Okay. Now come here. So say suppose this is your source application. Okay, and this is your uh, target 1 application, and this is your target 2. Okay, and this is your MQ, or this is your JMS. Okay, and you have configured one queue, and you have one topic. Okay, so this guy, okay, and you have, when you create a queue, right, you give a name to your queue. Okay, when you create a queue, you give a name to your queue. So say suppose the name of this queue is foo, and the name of this topic is bar. Okay, so foo and bar. Okay, this guy has connection to this as well as this. Okay, so this is possible. So this has connection to foo, which is queue, as well as this has connection to bar, which is topic. Come over here. Now let's first discuss about the queue concept. This is pretty much possible. Okay, you have two applications subscribed to the same queue or connected to the same queue. Now what will happen, say suppose your source generates an event or the message, and he plays that message to this queue. Okay, he plays that message to this queue. Okay, now this queue, this is suppose message M1, and then it immediately places another message called M2. And in these systems, right, I mean, messages get generated like 50,000, 60,000 messages per minute, something like that. We get messages like that. Okay, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, like that. So you have n number of messages in this queue that has been generated by the source. Okay, these two applications are connected to the same queue called the foo. Now the thing is, this M1 message will be delivered to either T1 or T2. It will not be delivered to both. Okay, because once message is consumed by a application or a client, that message get deleted from the queue. Okay, so this M1 will go to either T1 or it will go to either T2, and and sequence also be maintained. Okay, so it will not be possible, and it will never happen that M2 get consumed before M1. Sorry, M2 get consumed before M1. So it will be always M1 will be consumed by one of these, and then M2 will be consumed by one of these. Okay, but message will go to only and only one person, right? So that is why we call it as point to point, one to one. Okay, so this is the concept of queue. Now come to your topic, and the name of our topic is bar. So again, T1 application has connection, and this connection is basically, in case of topic, we call the subscription, right? I will say T1 has subscribed to topic bar, and T2 has also subscribed to topic bar. Okay, what will happen? Say suppose your source system generates a topic, generates a message for the topic. It will go to your topic eventually. Here is your topic message that has been pushed from source system to your bar system, a bar topic. Now what will happen? This message will be delivered to both systems. Okay, not even both. If you have another system that has subscribed to this topic, okay, if he has subscribed to this topic, then it will be delivered to that also. So the point is, if you have n number of subscribers, right, or if n number of applications or people connected to same topic, then that message will be delivered to all of them. Okay, but in queue that does not happen. Got it? So this is difference between your queue and the topic. Okay, now here we have a few more things. Okay, two more concepts that I'm going to explain. One, something called the persistent message, and another something called the durable message or durable subscription. Okay, because these are the two things that you will be hearing a lot when you have a discussion around the JMS. Okay, so the first one is what? Persistent message. Okay, talk about the queue. Okay, in queue, in the normal scenario, okay, these messages, right, does not, your JMS does not store these messages in the file system or in the database, right? They get stored in the memory. As soon as message comes, it is stored in the memory for fraction of second, and whoever is connected to this queue, right, the message is directly forwarded to that person. If say suppose T1 is connected, it will go to T1. If T2 is connected, it will go to T1, but it will go to only and only one person, right? Now the problem is, say suppose due to some reason this connection has been broken, right? No application is connected to this queue. Maybe network is down, right? So this side network is down. What will happen? Your source system will place the message in the queue, right? But because there is no application or no person connected to the queue, this message will be deleted. It will not be delivered to anyone. Okay, so this message will be lost. Now we have something called the persistent message. When your source system sends the message, right, he can set a property that says persistence equal to true or persist equal to true. So what will happen? This message will be persisted in the queue, in your queue, in the JMS. Means it will not be deleted. It will not be removed. Okay. If you're, say suppose if you this application, right, T1 is connected to the queue, then it will be delivered immediately. So this is a good scenario. Okay. But if T1 is not connected, with the queue due to some reason, or T2 is also not connected with the queue due to some reason, XYZ reason, right? And this message is persistent. So this message will be saved somewhere in the database or in the memory. Okay, it will be saved in the database or in the memory, some file system somewhere, some way. Okay. Later in the future, whenever your queue, right, or whenever your application connects to the queue, okay, or establish the connection to the queue, this saved message will be delivered to uh, your application or target system. Okay, so if your messages are persistent, they will not be lost. Okay, and not even that, even say suppose your app, if your application is down, okay, in persistence message what happens, this another thing is, say suppose if your application is down, you send the message, right, you send the message to the queue, and before it gets delivered, I mean say suppose your T1 is connected to the queue and source is also connected to the queue, your source sends the message to the queue, but before this message get delivered to your this guy T1 application, say suppose uh, application gets down, or say suppose your system is turned off due to some reason, some failure happened, right? Then what will happen, because this was a persistent message, so it was saved in the database. When you will bring up this application, your JMS application, it will be delivered to your it will be delivered to your target system. But if your message is not persistent, okay, if your message is not persistent, okay, then what will happen, if your system is turned off, or if your system is failed, if your system is shut down because of memory issue, that message will be gone, that message will disappear from the system, it will never be delivered to your target system. So that is your persistent message. Okay, and even your persistence message deliver in the same way, right? So this is part is important, you need to remember this. So this is the persistent messages, which in which what happens, your message will be saved somewhere in the JMS, and in case of failure, the because message is saved in the database or in the file system, once your system recovers, you, the message will be delivered to target system or to your consumer, right? And you will also hearing this guy who is consuming the file to your target system as a consumer, and the source system that I'm referring, we called it as a producer because it produces the messages. Okay, and now again your durable messages, that durable concept is related to basically your topics, right? And I think messages in the queue are by default durable only, they do not disappear if no one is connected. We will figure it out. Now next is your topic. In topics, right, you can make your messages as durable, right? So what happens in case of topics, now say suppose your source system generates a message that come to your topic, here is your message, but at this point you do not have any subscriber, right? Why do not have any subscriber? You can have any number of reasons, say suppose your network is down, your system is down, or something like that. Okay, then this message will not deliver to anyone. Okay, then this message will not be delivered to anyone. Got it? Then this message will not be delivered to anyone. Now say suppose you have two subscriber, this is your S1 and this is your S2. Okay, S1 is up but S2 is down, message arrives in the topic, in that case this message will go to S1 subscriber or T1 application, but it will not go to T2 application. Your T2 will never get this message, right? Because this message was simple message. Now if you have durable subscription, okay, or if you have durable connection to your topic, right? Now it depends on your the way you subscribe. I mean, it depends on your target system, how it connects to your topic. If the connection that is established by your target system to topic is durable, then what will happen? Say suppose a message comes from your source system, okay, and your S1 is not available right now due to some reason, but S2 is available. So this message will be delivered to S2, but because S1 has durable connection to your topic, this message will be saved somewhere in the database or in the file system. Okay. Then I'm taking another one more example. One more message, say suppose, come from your source, right? This time again your S2 is available but S1 is not available. So this message again will go to your S2, but it will not go to S1. It will be also saved in the database or in the file system, right? In future, whenever your T1 is up and it established the connection back to topic again, because the connection that was established by T1 to the topic was durable, these messages were saved, right? These messages were saved. Now these messages will be delivered to your S1, right? So this is the concept of your durable messages. So if so, one is called the persistence, another is called the durable subscription, right? So if you have persistent messages, these will be saved in the file system or in the database, and uh, it guarantees that your messages will be always delivered to your consumers, right? Even if your system breaks down, your JMS breaks down, your JMS is errored out. Durable subscription, uh, you can have a durable subscription to the topic, right? And if you and this durability concept applies only to the topic, not with the queue, right? If you have a durable connection to your topic, then it's guaranteed that if you are not available for some time, right, if your system is down and message comes to the topic by the publisher, then you will still get the messages, because messages will be saved in the JMS only and only for you to make it available when your system is up or when you establish the connection back to topic. So these are the two things that is related to the JMS: persistent messages and the durability, right? So this is, any questions? Okay, so no questions. Good. Now let's go and see how it works. Okay. Now this is my SI. Okay, this is where my SI is running. Okay, and it's running very simple, slow. It should recover in some time. Okay, and this is my another system where SI is running, but actually today I do not need to run SI on the two different systems. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will stop here. Windows service. Okay. I started SI. I want to check if SI is up or not. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I will use this system, okay, to install ActiveMQ. This is the system where I will be installing the ActiveMQ, and I will access or use uh, queues and your topics from this SI instance. Okay, this is where your SI is running. So name of that system is Node 1 client. Remember that. Okay, and in the P node, I will be installing the ActiveMQ. Now, so ActiveMQ. Let's see how to start ActiveMQ and how to work with the ActiveMQ. Right. So I'm going to download first ActiveMQ. Obviously, we have to download ActiveMQ before we do uh, anything with it. So I want to do that. If my browser opens, I will download this version 5.2. And the reason behind that is SI has support for this version 5.2. I mean, actually, if you uh, install and use other versions, higher versions, it works, right? But today I want to this version that that document says that it has support. Okay. And one more thing. Okay. Sterling Integrator itself uses ActiveMQ for its internal processing. Okay. Okay. Sterling Integrator engine itself uses ActiveMQ for its internal processing. So SI itself has ActiveMQ. If you want, you can use that ActiveMQ or that queue. All you can create some queue in that, and you can use that as well. But I do not want to do that. I want to have my own ActiveMQ and start it and create the queues in that. Okay, so this is ActiveMQ jar. I mean, this is ActiveMQ software. And the other thing that what I was telling you, uh, if you are using ActiveMQ, then it's okay because as Sterling Integrator itself uses the ActiveMQ, right, for its internal processing. So you do not need to do anything extra, right? But if you are using some other implementation of JMS, right, then you have to install some jar files in SI. You have to install some jar files in SI, and those jar files you have to get from your provider, right? I do not remember what jar files you have to install for the IBM MQ, and what jar files you have to install for the JBoss MQ or TIPCO MQ, right? So you have to find it out by yourself when you will use those implementations in the SI, right? And there is a command in the bin directory called the install third party jar, right? You have to run that command to install the jar files, and after that only you will able to connect to their server. I want to extract uh, the files on this directory, so I renamed it. Finish. Okay, my file is extracted here in ActiveMQ, right? Go here, go to the bin directory. Okay, in bin folder, right, you will find a command called the activemq.batch. You need to run this to start ActiveMQ. So you will do cd, go to this directory, bin directory of your extracted ActiveMQ folder, then run activemq.batch. Okay, so it's starting. Okay, so it has been started now. Actually, I used different this thing, different version. So I do not remember what will be the port for my admin console. I think this is the ported one. Ah, here it is, right? Web demo, this, and this is right. 8161. HTTP colon 8161. Yeah. Okay. So I ran that command. Which command? ActiveMQ.batch, and it has started my ActiveMQ. Okay. So ActiveMQ software comes with a console, admin console, right? And that admin console is available on port number 8161, as you can see over here. Okay, 8161 and slash admin. Okay, again you will have some web application that is it starts with your ActiveMQ, and then you have a war file or the web application that called admin that is accessible through this URL. Okay, so you need to remember that. Now if you use um, new version of ActiveMQ, right? That actually show in somewhere here that you need to open this port and this URL to access the admin URI, and it has a different user interface as well. Okay, so that is where I was a little confused. Okay, so this is the URL that you need to remember if you want to use ActiveMQ console. Okay, and if you are using the latest versions, you will also have to give the user ID and password, and the default user ID password for your ActiveMQ console is admin. Okay, so this is the your ActiveMQ console. Using this console, you can configure your queues and topics in your ActiveMQ or in your JMS, right? And sometimes we also call it as broker, MQ broker or JMS broker. Okay, so let's create a queue. Okay, so to create a queue, you have to click on the queue. This is where you can create your queue. Now say suppose we will create a queue called SI batch to queue. Okay, create. That's it. This is what you need to do to create a queue. Okay, click on topic. If you want to create a topic, click on SI, click on the topic, and then you write the name of the topic that you want to create, and that will create your topic. Topic. Create. So this is your topic. Okay, so now your queues and your topic are ready to accept the files, and if somebody want you, they can connect to this queue and topics to consume the file. Okay, now let me show you. I mean, you will definitely use some application or some client to connect to the queue and then push the messages or push the files, right? But if you want to test it, you can use this send option, and using this send option you can send messages to your queue or topic. So first is, say suppose queue. This is your queue where you want to send the what is your object type on, or where you want to send the message. So I'm selecting queue, because I want to send a message in the queue. So these are the other options that are available which you can set. Okay, and this is your persistent delivery. If you want this message go as a persistent message, then you select on this option. Okay, if you select on this option, your message will not be deleted, it will be saved in the JMS. So, and it guarantee that message will 100% deliver even if your JMS is down before it this message get delivered to consumer. First message in queue. Okay, click on send. That's it. So message has been sent to the queue. Okay, number of pending messages, now you can see here 1. Okay, so this is your message, pending messages. Let me send one more message. You can say here 2 because we just now send one more message, right? If you want to send a message to your topic, you just select here topic, write the name of topic, SI batch 2 topic, and then see this. Okay, send. Click here on topic, right? Here is your topic, here is your topic, right? So you can say here 1. Now consumer is 0 because no one is connected this topic right now, right? We have to configure something in SI that will connect to these queues and topics to consume the files. Okay, and this is your this is nothing, right? Now 2 messages are sitting in the queue right now, right? Because no one there is no one who can consume this message, right? And we send these messages, right? If you want to send these messages, I think you can see from here, right? Click on this message detail. This is your first message that we place in the queue, and this is your second message, right, that we place in the queue. Okay, these messages are available here. Now let me turn it off. I'm shutting down my MQ. Yes, your MQ is down now. Okay, come over here. Started. Start again. Go to the queue. See messages messages that were yeah, here it is, right? Sorry, messages that were placed in the queue that has been removed from the queue. So no one consumed it, but it has been deleted because the message that you sent, right? It was these messages were non-persistent messages, right? But if you want to send if you send a persistent message, that your message will not be deleted until whether it is expired, right, or it is consumed by somebody or only one consumer. Okay, so you will come here. Now let me create a persistent message. Okay, you will see the difference. Okay, one message pending in the queue. Okay, two message pending in the queue, right? So first message that I send in the queue, it was persistent message, right? And the second message was unpersistent message, right? Now just to make sure, let me do it again. Okay, so this message is persistent message. Okay, I will write here. Okay, I will send one more message without selecting this option, means non-persistent message. Okay, come to your queue. You have four pending messages. Four messages are available in the queue to be delivered. Okay, come here. Click on. I'm stopping my MQ again. Active MQ again. Okay, it is stopped. Okay, so you can see that it is stopped. I'm starting active MQ again. It is started. Be back here. Oh, do you see here? Now your queue has only two messages. Okay, which and two messages has been removed. Let's see which two messages are left. 3 3. It was my persistent message. You can see here it is selected set as persistent message. Persistent message. Go over here. Click here. This is also persistent message. You see here persistent message. But my unpersistent message has been removed. Right. So this is the concept of persistent message. Right. I hope you will remember it. Right. And then you have durable concept that I can show you when I will have my SI configuration up, because messages are not durable or non-durable. Subscription, the way you subscribe, the way you connect to your topic, that determines whether your message will be durable or not. Okay, so this part is done. Okay, okay. Now we'll go to SI. Okay, so this is all about your JMS. Any questions here? Anyone? No questions? Okay. Now come to the deployment. In SI, in Sterling Integrator, okay, we have JMS services. Okay, what are these services? JMS. We have these JMS services. Okay, JMS acquire connection and session service. Okay, async receiver after receive message service, release connection and session service, request reply service, send message service, JMS queue adapter and JMS topic adapter. Okay, you can open the document once and go through about all these services, and you just read the document. You will able to now, if you have understand the session so far, right, you will able to understand what these services will do. Right, now I'm going to explain couple of services here. Okay, now see the first one. Let's see the second one first, and then we'll move to other services. I have explained you synchronous and asynchronous, right? What is synchronous and what is asynchronous, right? We have a service called the asynchronous receive adapter. Okay, asynchronous receive adapter. What this asynchronous receive adapter do is, if you configure this adapter properly, then this adapter, okay, then this adapter makes a permanent connection, okay, or it makes a connection to your active MQ particular queue. Okay, when you configure this service, right, when you configure this service, you have to provide all the details of your JMS server as well as the queue or the topic, whatever you want this service to connect to. This service connect to your queue or adapter, and as soon as any file comes, okay, it pulls the file. Okay, so you see this service sync receive adapter, and you see this service acquire connection and session service, acquire connection, release connection and session service, and then you have receive message service. Okay, now let me explain about these four services first. Okay, async and the receive message service. What happens, you have a queue or the topic, doesn't matter. Okay, queue or topic, you have, this is your SI. Hmm? You have a async JMS adapter. Okay, async JMS adapter. If you can configure your async, if you configure async JMS adapter, then what will happen? This adapter connects to this queue and keep monitoring this queue. And as soon as any message comes, as soon as your publisher publish any message, or if your source system drops a message in the queue, this adapter will pull this message. Okay, and it will come to your SI adapter, and your adapter will initiate a BP. It will initiate a BP, business process. Okay, now in this business process, whatever your requirement is, you can write. Okay, whatever your business logic, whatever your organization want you to do with the messages or the message that has come in the queue, you can do it here. Got it? So simple. That is we call the async JMS adapter. You don't need to do anything. This guy will keep monitoring your queue. As soon as message comes, it will pull and it will start a business process, and it will give the file, give this message to your business process as a primary document in the first step, and then you can write your business logic, whatever you want to do with that file. So that is your async JMS adapter.
Uh, these JMS adapters are inbuilt of Sterling Integrator, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, next. So this is your async JMS adapter. Then you have sync JMS adapters. Okay, in sync JMS adapter, what happens, if you determine to use sync JMS adapter, then you have to write a business process. Okay, you have to use acquire connection service. Okay, acquire connection service. Then you have to use receive JMS message service, and then release connection service. Okay, so no one monitors this queue. No one monitors this queue for the messages if you do not have async JMS adapter. No one monitors this guy. Though no one monitors this queue in your JMS. Okay, when you will run this business process, okay, manually or by a schedule, whenever you run this business process, okay, it will connect to the queue. And how it will connect? It will connect because of acquire JMS connection service. Okay, in this business process, first step will be your acquire JMS connection. So when this service will run, it will connect to your JMS queue. Next, receive JMS message. It will pull all the messages, right, that are available in the queue at the time of running this service, and place all those messages in the process data, and you can use it the way you want. And then eventually you have to use release JMS connection so that this connection get closed. Okay, now these are the two ways to consume messages. Async means it will keep monitoring your queue. As soon as file arrives in the queue, right, it will be pulled, and JMS, your async JMS adapter will automatically start a business process for that particular message. Okay, and then you can write your logic whatever you want to do with that business process, right? So let me explain this again, because this is important for you to understand. Say suppose your source system, okay, this is your queue, and you have a source system which places the file in this queue, and you have uh, async JMS adapter connected to this queue. And you have configured your async JMS adapter so that it connect to this queue. Okay, so that it connects to this queue. Now as soon as this guy, your source system, places file, now say suppose it places two files, two messages, m1 and m2, two messages, m1 and m2. As soon as these two messages become available in the queue, your async adapter will automatically will pull m1 first, right, and then m2, right? And for the m1, actually it will pull m1 first, right, and then it will run this business process whatever you have configured in the adapter. So say suppose you configure the BP called the hello, so it will place the file in the, it will provide this message to the hello business process. Now you can write the logic that what you want to do with this message. Then there is one more message, then it will pull the m2 message. Okay, and then it, for this m2 message also, it will start this business process hello, and then you have written something, so that will be executed against this message also. This is your async. Okay, now in case of the sync, if you are writing a sync, if you choose sync approach, then you have to write a business process that will have to have a acquire JMS connection, receive JMS message, and release JMS message. Whenever you will run this BP, right? When I'm saying whenever you run this BP, if you run this BP manually, or if you have created a schedule that runs, may say suppose every 5 minutes or every 1 hour, whenever this BP connects, whenever this BP runs, it will connect to the queue, and it will pull messages that are available in the queue, and it will place in the process data. Okay, now which service will pull the messages from the queue? This is your receive JMS message service, and acquire connection is responsible to connect to the JMS server, and release connection service is responsible to release this connection to JMS pool back. Okay, now it also has a concept something called the JMS pool, which I do not want to cover today because it will again confuse you even more, because that this is a little advanced topic. But for now, you just understand that we have two ways to connect to the JMS: synchronous and asynchronous. Okay, I will show you synchronous. You have to do asynchronous by yourself. Okay, so now let's do it. Okay. Uh, okay. Click on go. So there is no service. There is no instance of that service available that I can edit. I told you, right? SI itself uses ActiveMQ. So this is that ActiveMQ. That is your Sterling integrated uses. Okay. I need some information from this file. That is why I'm opening it. So now, obviously, no instance exists that I can edit. So I have to create a new instance of this service. Sync receive adapter. Okay. So this is the name of your async adapter instance that we are creating now. So you have to give a name, you have to give a description. Click on next. I do not know if you are familiar with the JNDI or not. So I will use the non-JNDI connection. Okay, I will use non-JNDI connection. So this is your non-JNDI. Select using non-JNDI. Click on next. Okay. Now you need to provide the connection detail of your MQ broker or MQ server, or JMS broker or JMS server. Okay. So IP address of that system is 192.168.1.154. 54 or 54? 45. 154. 154. Default port for your JMS is 61616. 61 or 16161. No, I think 61616. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay. Next is your receiver destination. Okay, this is where you have to give the queue name. So we have created a queue in the JMS, and the name of that queue was SI batch 2 queue, right? Second, connection factory. Okay, now this connection factory part is important. Okay, this is this will be always a name of a Java class file. Okay, this connection factory you can consider as an interface. Okay, Connection factory you can consider as an interface that your provider or JMS implementation has developed for you so that you can connect to their system, so that you connect to their JMS. Okay, this value of this connection factory is different for every each and every JMS implementation or JMS provider. So it will be different for your ActiveMQ. It will be different for your IBM MQ. Okay, it will be different for the JBoss MQ or JMS. So you need to remember this. You cannot remember all the connection factories. I also do not remember. You need to search in the Google, or you need to ask your administrator, whoever uh, uh, manages your messaging service. Okay, in ActiveMQ, for ActiveMQ I can actually find it from here because SI itself uses, so I know that it is available. Configure ActiveMQ connection factory. Yeah, for JMS, right? ActiveMQ. This is your name of your connection factory. This is the name of your connection factory. You have to use this only. You cannot use anything else. First thing. Got it? Click on next. So you understood, right? This part. This is your URL, okay, and this is your connection factory name. You do not remember connection factory. You will be provided name of the connection factory. Destination type. Okay, this is where you will select destination type, queue or topic. What do you want, queue or topic? So I want to right now connect to a queue because that is my receiver destination. Okay, so queue, click on next. Okay, time to alive, right? Connection concurrent consumers. Okay, so concurrent consumer is important. So this is like how many connection you want to establish from your SI or from your JMS async adapter to your JMS server or to your queue. Okay, so normally we keep it as one, right? If you use higher number for this parameter, you may get this thing. You may get performance issues. Okay, so keep it as one. Is session transacted? So you keep it as no. I do not know if you know about the transactions, right? Transaction which makes one atomic work. If one activity fails, all of them will be rolled back, something like that, right? We have JDBC transaction, if you have heard about that, database transaction. So we have a similar concept here also. So if you want to use transaction things, then you can say yes, but if you do not want to use, then just simply keep it default. This one is important. Hmm. Business process, success business process. Okay, what is this? I explained you, right, how your async JMS adapter works. It connects to your queue and it keep waiting for the messages in the queue. As soon as a message comes, it invokes the business process and it provides that message to that business process as the primary document. So this is the screen where you have to select the business process that you want to invoke for each and every message. Okay, so if you remember, This is the instance that we created a hello world application, or file system also we created, right? Hello world. This was our first business process that we created, right? Hello world. So I want, whenever a message is picked up by your JMS service adapter, it is it executes this business process and send the primary document to this business process. So suppose that is our requirement, right? Now, what you want to do this business process, you can write the code or logic in this BP, right? So that logic will be determined that what you want to do with that message that has been uh, pulled by your async JMS adapter, and now it is available in the business process. So I will write a small business process for you as well. So you can leave other things default. Um, Click on next. Okay, here connection retry attempts. Okay, this is the extra feature that your async JMS adapter has provided you for the notification. Okay, now say suppose your business is running. Okay, you have configured your async JMS adapter and it connects and it's doing the business, is pulling the file. But one fine day, what happens? Your network is down. Your network is down between your SI and the JMS, right? Now, in that case, actually, you want a notification that some problem has happened in the SI. Okay, so for that, maybe you want to get an email. You want SI to send you email if your JMS async adapter is not able to connect to the queue and it's not able to consume the files, right? So this is the place where you can do that. So you can say connection retry attempt. Say suppose you say 5 at the interval of 2 minutes. Try 5 times at the interval of 2 minutes. If you cannot connect, then invoke this business process, and this business process, right? Whatever business process you want, right? You invoke this business process, right? And in this business process, you will write a logic to send email to all your organization, so that you people know it, and you can take the appropriate action. Here you have to select a user, and your uh, your business process, right? We configure two business process in this adapter. So your business process will be invoked from that user, SSL and non-SSL, right? If your JMS server is configured to accept SSL connection, now I hope you people understand what is SSL connection. We have talked about a lot on that topic. If your JMS is configured to accept the SSL connection, then you have to use the SSL must, as otherwise you can say SSL none. Click next. Use custom. You leave that option for now because that is too advanced. Click on finish. So if I have provided all the information, right, you will see my service running and enabled. So I have provided correct information. So my JMS service is enabled. Okay. Now I have configured a business process, right? What is that business process? Hello World business process. Okay. Hello World business process will be invoked for each and every message that is pulled by this JMS service. So now let me go and check what is in my Hello World business process. So right now it's doing what? Oh, this was something different. I think we created this one actually, SI hello world, right? Yeah, or we created this one. Okay. You remember we also created a business process for the file system. Yeah, this was the business process, right? So this business process has capability to place the files in the, yeah, this is the business process that we created, and this is the default version. And what this business process do, see, it is using file system adapter. And in previous session I created this business process with the help of few people, right? We created this, if you remember, right, when I was explaining you file system adapter, right? So this is the BP that is using file system adapter. So it will place your primary document to the file system, and where it will place in the this C colon slash payment. Okay, and it is doing, oh, it is doing collect, sorry, we want extract, right? We want to extract, but I remember we created a extract example as well. Oh, here it is. AS2 FS extract. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will update this business process. If you want, I can write this business process in the GPM, right? But that will take more time. Okay, I will update this later. Okay, so what I'm doing here, see, I'm using the file system adapter, right? What it will do, it will extract the file system, extract the file, which file? Primary document, right? When this business process will run, and whatever primary document is given to this BP, it will extract, or it will copy that file in the C directory called C slash payment folder. Okay, so this is the code that I want to run. So say suppose your requirement is you need to pull the files from the queue and place it in the file system adapter, place in the in a directory. So for that you have to write this business process, something like that. Okay, so this is your BP. Now I have to update my adapter to use this business process, right? I want this business process to be executed for each and every message that your async JMS adapter pulls from the queue. So I will go back to the configuration. I will go here and I will say JMS async receiver adapter. Click on go. Click on edit. What was that name? SI. Do you remember name of that business process? File system test.
Essay to test.
File system test. It's a file system test. Here it is. File system test. Okay. Save and click on the finish. Do you see this? I started my I started what? I started async adapter with this BP, right? And if you remember, my queue had two persistent messages. It had two persistent messages, right? As soon as your adapter is connected, those two messages has been delivered to your consumer. See here. So this business process is invoked by your async adapter, and it has provided it primary document. The document as a primary document, or the message as a primary document. See, you remember? This is the message that I placed in the queue. Okay. If you do not remember, let me open the other one because I wrote something for you. See, persistent message. Okay. So that is the persistent message, concept of persistent message. Hmm. And my connection is also working, so I will go ahead and I will go here. Okay. Click on the queue. Number of pending messages now 0 because you do not have any message. Number of consumers 1 because your SI is connected to your queue. So you can see everything here. Now I will go and place one more message. In the real scenario, friends, you will get the messages in the queue from some other application. But right now I do not have any other application to place the file. So I am using this utility, right, to place the file and test the application. This is first message from queue for SI. Okay, and all good. Send. Come to the queue. You see, if you saw, it was 1 for a fraction of second. Now it has become 0 again automatically because your message has been pulled by your async JMS adapter. There you go. Right, this is the business process that you have configured. Right, see here, it right, business process is ran and primary document was created, and message that your async adapter pulled from the queue has been passed in the business process as a primary document. Click on here. Okay, you have your file system adapter. This file system adapter, what this file system adapter does, it extracts the message in a uh, file system, and in a folder, and the name of that folder is C payment. Okay, I will do this detail. Right. I mean, in the real world scenario, you will be renaming this file, and you will do a lot of other things. But here it is. Okay, this is the same message, right? So it has traveled all the way from your queue to SI to file system. So it means everything is working, friends, and it's working as expected. Place one more message. Message from SI batch 2. Okay. 1 0 because it has been consumed immediately. Come over here. See, you have another message now that has just now arrived, 139. Got it? So this is your JMS and concept of queues. Okay. What else? Topic. Here's your topic. Here's my topic. Remember I created a topic, right? No, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. SI batch 2. No, this is Q. Okay. So here is my topic, right? Now I want to now connect my Sterling integrator SI to this topic. Now you know the difference between the queue and topic. You can have multiple consumers who will get the file from this topic, right? In case of the queue, one to one. Remember that queue means one to one. One message will be delivered to one consumer only. But in case of topic, you can have multiple people connected to the same topic, and then that file or that message will be delivered to all the consumers, all the people who are connected to this topic. Okay. Come over here. Right. I don't think we will able to do SMTP today, and I have downloaded SMTP server as well. SMTP server, your mail server, email server, for you to show how SMTP works in SI. But maybe in the next session. I'm getting pain in my mouth. Okay. So this is your um, async adapter. I'm going to edit it to connect to queue. I'm sorry, connect to topic. Same thing, topic. Okay. Click on next. Just select here topic instead of queue. Got it? You change the name of your receiver destination. You change to destination type from queue to topic. Next. This is when, if you remember, when we configure the queue, okay, when we configure the queue, this screen was not here, okay, because durability or durable subscription is something related to topic, not the queue. In the queues there is nothing called the durability, right? So you can select here the, if you want to make your subscription, if you want to make the subscription or connection from your JMS client to topic as a durable, right? And if you make it durable, it is guaranteed that you will always receive the messages from the topic. Even if you are not connected, you will still receive the messages, right? So that is the thing. Now, hold on. You saw that, right? How queue worked. So in your queue you had two messages, right? When there was no one who was connected in the queue, so your messages were sitting in the queue, because those messages were the persistent messages. So persistence is anyways different concept. So if you have messages in the queue and no one is connected to that queue to consume those messages will still reside in the queue. Now if your message is persistent message, that will reside in the queue, that will live in the queue even if your system is down and you bring it up. But if your message is simple message, right, then if you bring down the system, your message will be gone, cleaned up from the queue. In case of the topic, remember, in case of the topic, what happens if you do not have any subscriber, right? And you send a message to the topic, you send a message to the topic right now, right? You send a message to the topic right now, and no one is connected to that topic, that message will be gone. It will not be sent to anybody, it will be removed immediately. But if you are connected to that topic, it will be delivered to you and your friend and your friend to friend, I mean whoever is connected to that topic. What I will do is, let me show you. Okay, this is my first message to the topic. Okay, send one more. Send. See, there is nothing pending, right? Because whatever message we just now sent to this topic, right, those messages has been gone because no one is connected to this topic, right? Now what I will do, you will see this thing in the practical. Now I'm connecting it, right? I'm configuring this topic. I will, for now I will make it as non-durable simple topic connection. So all these things will remain same, no change. Come over here. So okay, now this guy is connected to the topic. Ah, let's see if my this adapter has pulled the messages from the topic, right? So last message pulled by the adapter from the JMS was this. And if you remember, this message I place in the queue, not in the topic, because in the topic I place the message like 111 and 222. Those messages has been gone. Now if I place a new message in the topic, let's see what happens. Oh, I have already sent two. Now I'm sending three. Topic, send. Come to SI. Let's see what happens. It just now ran, right? Click here. Three. It got three, right? I will send one more. Four. So you got it? It's working. Now I will show you the concept of durability. I'll go here and I will turn off my, say suppose your network is down. Your SI is down, right? If your SI is down, no one is connected to your topic. Uh, what sequence number we sent last time? It was 4, right? I think this is my 5. Okay, so I'm sending 5. I will send one more, 6. Okay, now come over here. I will enable. It's enable. Current process. Last message was is still 4, right? 6 and 7 I sent to the topic, but I do not know where it is. And now I'm sending 8. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, you have 8, right? And before the 8, you have 4. So messages that was sent to the topic when your consumer was down, those messages are completely gone, right? Now I will make a durable connection to your topic and you will see the difference. uh, JMS. Yes, client ID is SI, subscriber name is SI batch 2. Okay. Now see, these are the two fields that you need to set when you want to establish a durable connection. This is how your JMS identify you, right? So this is, so when you establish a durable connection to your JMS, right, it will know, okay, there is a client called the SI and his subscription name is SI batch 2 who has established a durable connection to me. Now I need to make sure all the messages delivered to him even if he is not available, right? So with this namespace, under this namespace, all the messages will be saved when this client is down. When this guy, right, when this your SI, when your SI, you understand, right, this SI establish back connection again with this client ID and subscription, right, your JMS will deliver all the messages when that has arrived in the topic when this guy was not connected to the topic, right? Let me show you, you will understand. Okay, come over here. Your message is up, right? Your service is up. Send. Topic 9 and send. So this is normal scenario. Your SI is connected to the topic. So whatever message you will place, your SI will, your adapter will pick it up. So 9 is getting, right? It's not a big deal. You knew that it will happen. But what we want to experiment is, what if my SI is down or my adapter is down? And what will happen if some message arrives in the topic? Okay, I will now place the topic. Last message I placed was 8, right? I will place 9, 10, 10. Okay, your service is down so far, so no impact, right? I'm enabling it. Okay, now see, 9. Where is my 10? What happened? Oh, I did not set it here, I think. Uh, yeah, so, because there is a connection, so I'm not able to change the subscription in the JMS. So there is a, this is my durable subscription, right? Okay. Okay. I will enable it and I will disable it back. Okay. So current processes. So last message that we received, you can see 999, right? And the last message that I sent was 10. I will disable my topic connection. I'm just trying to show you how durability thing works, right? I have explained you that but I want to show you in so that you get the full confidence. You have to come over here. So my connection to the topic is down, okay, but it has established durable connection. So I'm going to send 12, 12, 12. Send. I will send one more just to make sure that we are right. 13, 13, 13. Okay. So last message that has been processed is still 9, right? Okay, it's enabled. Now let's see what happens. Oh, why I'm here? Okay, but I can should able to see my subscriber connected to here. Current processes. No, it's not working due to some reason. Why it's not working? It should work. Just let me verify one more time everything. This is my topic. This is you are correct. Topic. I have said yes. SI batch 2. SI capital batch 2. Problem is showing 0. Why it should? So everything looks right. Why will not work? It is also enabled. Nope. What's wrong? I think I'm missing something, some small detail somewhere. So because of that, it's not working. Otherwise, all the configuration and everything is right. Looks right at least. Now we have 14. I have durable connection. Now if I send a here actually I should see 1. No, it's not working. Number of consumer 1. Still showing number of consumer 1. Why? Oh, okay. I know why it is happening. Because my pool is not down. Ah, okay, anyways, that's fine. So, friends, I mean, this is how your durable subscription works. It's not working. The reason behind that, in SI, there is a concept called the pooling. Okay, I mean, I used this before also, but I did not go in the detail. So, what happens when you create a JMS connection, right? So your SI basically creates a pool of connections, right? So every time you connect to the queue or the topic, instead of creating a new connection, right, it takes the connection from the pool, right? This is called the pooling concept, and it's everywhere in the technology, right? So it is in the JDBC, it is in the MQ, it is in the all other places where we create the connection, because creating a connection in the programming is a very resource expensive and time consuming process. So what we do is we do the pooling. So we, when at the startup, we create the 4 or 5 connections and we keep those connections in the pool. So every time application need to connect to that resource, we take one of the connection from the pool and use it. Okay. Now in SI, when you establish, when you if say suppose you enable this adapter, right? After enabling, if you make some modification, you enable this adapter, your SI has created a pool, connection pool, right? It creates a connection pool for you. Okay, remember that. Listen, you enables your adapter, MQ adapter, your SI creates a MQ connection pool. Okay, and to consume the messages and to pull the messages, it will be using the connections from that pool. Now, say suppose you added something, you click on the edit because you want to make some modification or changes in your configuration. So after that configuration, after that modification that you do in the queue, right, or in your service adapter, MQ service adapter, async service adapter, it creates the new connection pool. Now it's creating the new connection pool. That is a good thing. The bad thing is it does not, okay, it does not stop or closes the previous connection pool, or it does not destroy the previous connection pool. So because I have updated this guy multiple times, so what has happened, I think, due to some reason, one of the pool is still active. Even I have disabled my this thing, disabled my do you see that adapter? But one of the connection is still active. One of the pool connection from my SI is still active, and that has the same client ID and subscription for the durability. So messages are still going there. So that is why I'm not able to show you this durability thing. I mean, I can still show you, but I have to bring down my SI so that that pool get closed or clear out. Or there is other way to clear out that pool. We have other service. The service, same service that we discussed at the beginning, release connection service. So we have to set some parameter to make that working. But I think now I have covered almost all the concepts. You can build your own concept and your own knowledge on top of this. Okay, and now here you try these services by yourself, and if you have any question you can definitely check with me and we can discuss it again, right? So there is one more service called the JMS send message, right? So far what we have been doing, we have been receiving the messages from the queue, right? But there will be scenario when your SI or when you want to send the message or the file in the queue. So if you want to do that, you have to use this service. Okay, JMS send message service. Using this service, you can send a message in the JMS queue or JMS topic. Okay, again, before in your business process, you have to use this service and you have to run the business process as per your requirement. With this service, you also have to use JMS acquire connection, then this service, and then at the end you have to use the release JMS connection service. Okay, so you can try this yourself and let me know if you have any question or if you are stuck anywhere. Okay.